American man. No one pay attention to what's in my head. I got a voice inside that needs to be fed. It's causing chaos everywhere I land. I got a fever. I got a fever.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Ohio Sports Talk. I am your host, Doug. That's the coach, Jordan Maxson. And what a damn game, Jordan. The Cleveland Guardians pull it out in the 10th. Two-run home run from David Fry to cap off the wild comeback. Hell yeah, Jordan. What a game, man. What a game. Let's get into it right away. Guardians, Yankees. It's not game one anymore. But what a comeback from the Guardians tonight, buddy.
Woo! What a comeback, Doug. And, you know, they put themselves in a pit there in the seventh inning. They had a couple errors. They didn't get that in-between base runner there. Advanced to third. They gave up the two-run shot. And what a battle. What a battle. You know, Fry faces Lucas there kind of at the end. You thought it was over. He got the best of Fry. Then, you know, wouldn't you know it, Knowles comes up. Hits that two-run shot in the ninth. And bam, here we are in the 10th. Fry gets his redemption tour. And for the second series in a row, Doug, puts the Guardians where they need to be.
Incredible game. Incredible comeback. Like we said, you know, bottom in the ninth, that two-run home run by Noel to tie it up 5-5. And then to come back in the bottom of the 10th with the David Fry home run. David Fry's had a real knack, Jordan, a real knack for these big-time home runs. And he does it again for the Guardians. Incredible comeback, Jordan. You know, it feels like that's a momentum moving type event. That kind of changes your fortunes when something happens like that. And, you know, 2-1, if you lose that game and you're going back to New York, it's probably, you know, if potentially 3-1, that's pretty much the end of it. But the Guardians battle back, 3-0. The Guardians battle back to make it 2-1. We've got a series, man. We've got a series. What a game tonight. So what are your thoughts, buddy? I know you were able to watch a little closer than I was. Awesome, man. Just electric atmosphere. The Cleveland fans are they're on a different level. They're on a different level. And, you know, just an incredible atmosphere in Cleveland tonight. What a game. What a game. You can never give up on this team. Go ahead, Jordan.
No, you hit the nail right on the head, Doug. And it's just, like I said, it was looking gleam for them. They gave up the lead in the seventh. Everything looked kind of like it was going to be falling apart there, but they found a way. Their best closer in the game didn't have his greatest stuff tonight.
Yeah. And
the designated hitter came up, you know, rookie. You know, that was a rookie 2-home run shot there to tie him up. And wow, just not enough, you know, what a well-coached organization, you know, just right down to the very end. Ortiz, you know, digging out that error, you know, he ran all the way through the bag, kind of setting that up for the continued pitch count and continued inning there in the ninth. I know he got tossed there in a double play, but that game, you know, things don't get extended if he doesn't get on the bag, Doug. So
for sure.
It's, you know, what a game, what an effort, because it would have been so easy to fold at any point, you know, in the eighth or ninth inning for the Guardians. So my hat's off to them. You know, really showing the rest of Ohio how to play some baseball. Hopefully we're all taking notes here. Well said.
Well said, buddy. Nice little dig there at the Reds. Terry Francona been making the rounds in the media. I love listening to that guy talk. I absolutely love his outlook, but huge night for the Guards. Huge night. What a comeback. Jordan, we've got game 4 in Cleveland tomorrow night. We've got Lewis Gill, Gavin Williams in the pitching matchup. You know, anything can happen now. You know, we're still in Cleveland, got that home field advantage. It's exciting. I cannot wait to watch that game tomorrow night to give the Guardians potentially to go 2-2 and tie the Yanks, pushing it back to New York. Any last thoughts on that series? Because that was just an emotional dump there at the end of that game.
No, like you said, it forces the Yankees to go deep into the bullpen when they weren't ready. So that changes the dynamic of the bullpen tomorrow. So really hats off to the Guardians. They did everything they were supposed to do, and they got it done. So on to the next one in Cleveland, 8 o'clock tomorrow.
Hell yeah, buddy. Hell yeah. Great game tonight, Guardians. Great game. Incredible atmosphere in Cleveland. You were texting me the whole time. It was awesome. That was an incredible moment. David Fry, what a game. So, we'll be back obviously on Monday to recap the weekend. Just man, that is playoff baseball. Playoff baseball. I want to be involved in playoff baseball.
Oh, me too, man. I mean,
I missed it.
Really, to leave 13 on base, Doug, and to get it done that late in the game.
Yeah.
The Guardians are like right there, man. They're right there on the cusp because they could have put this game away at any point during one of those stands. But 13 left on base and they still get it done. That's a hell of a win.
Hell of a win, like you said. Really excited. Jordan, we are here tonight for a reason. Let's get into it. This week is the Battle of Ohio, the Browns and the Bengals this Sunday. Jordan, our teams aren't in a great spot. You guys are obviously coming off a win. I know you guys you feel a little bit better coming into the weekend. 1:00 on Sunday, CBS. Joe Burrow and the boys visit Cleveland. Give me your initial thoughts off the bat.
I'm worried, Doug, because when a game matters, Cleveland has had Joe Burrow's number. It's no secret. And although Cleveland's offense is struggling, the offensive line has its own issues there in Cleveland.
Yep.
Nick Chubb is slated to come back in this game. That makes me a little bit more nervous as a Bengals fan. They cut Amari Cooper, so a lot of people are saying, well, that's going to go into the Bengals' favor. I kind of think a little bit differently because if he became an issue, I won't say a cancer because Amari Cooper's always been kind of world class. If he became an issue in the locker room at this time, that's one issue out the door. So that's one battling voice that they don't necessarily have in the locker room. Maybe it undivides a couple of the guys and unites a couple of the people together. So, Doug, all this kind of little momentum stuff, it kind of goes against the Bengals. The Bengals got a win against New York. It was ugly. We recapped it on our last episode. It's not a win that I would brag about. A win's a win in NFL. It's not the NCAA. It's not the old BCS days where we need style points. But it wasn't as impressive offensively by itself. So Cleveland still has that kind of defense similar to the Giants when we're talking about pass rush. So, everything that the Bengals struggled against, they're going to struggle against it again. So I'm worried. I think Cincinnati gets it done. But, Doug, I think this is going to be another classic. Give me a high-scoring affair here. I think Cleveland is going to get their shit together. But give me 31-28. I think Cincinnati gets it done with a late kick from Mac Money. But Cleveland's going to come out and shine offensively.
Okay. I don't think it's going to be that high scoring. We do a good job on Joe Burrow. We do an overall solid job on Jamar Chase. Your run game doesn't really worry me too much. It's obviously the pass game is going to be the heavy issue. But number 24 returns this weekend, Jordan. And the reason I'm doing this, the only reason I'm doing this is because this is the week Nick Chubb returns. I think there's going to be a big time energy in the Cleveland locker room. I think we're going to all rally around Nick Chubb's return. I'm going to say we steal one from you guys, 21-17. I think we finally get over that 20-point hump. I think we're able to control the ball a little bit. And I think this is like an outlier game in a really bad season. We beat a good Bengals team just because we get our guy back. Nick Chubb is Cleveland. Like everything about Nick Chubb represents the city of Cleveland. He is the heartbeat of the Browns, and he's finally back. I think that's our rallying cry this weekend. Give me Browns 21, Bengals 17, and we escape beating you guys in a really close one. It's going to be very, very hard to do. Your guys' offense is going to absolutely give us fits. I don't know why I picked the low scoring game, because maybe in my head that's the only way we could beat you guys, if it's low scoring. But your guys, Jamar Chase, unless Denzel Ward is on him the entire game, is going to have a massive game. And even with that, if he's slowing down Jamar Chase, T. Higgins is going to have 100+ yards. Yoshi's going to have a bunch of yards. I would expect Gesicki and them to have a bunch of yards. We are awful in our secondary right now, and it completely worries me against you guys. You guys very well could blow us out, and I would not be surprised. But I'm using the momentum from Nick Chubb returning. I'm using that big time Cleveland home crowd amped up for his return to kind of propel us into a big win. Maybe Myles Garrett gets a strip sack on Joe Burrow to end a drive or something to keep it close. But a huge, huge game, Jordan. I'm so excited about this game this weekend.
I just think Trey Hendrickson closes the door in the fourth quarter. Like I said, I'm giving you guys points for all those reasons that you highlighted in my prediction. But I think that, at the end of the day, whether it's your left tackle or your right tackle, wherever we line up Trey Hendrickson, I think he's going to get it done. I expect a bigger game from Miles Murphy. Is going to get that rust off. It's his third game back. It's his second complete game back at defensive end, our first round pick from 2 years ago. So I just think it's too much for Cleveland's offensive line late in the fourth quarter.
That's fair. Let me give you a little quick stat on your quarterback. He is 0 for 3 in his career in Cleveland. He is 1-5 against Cleveland. He has always struggled. I know Cleveland presents some matchup issues for Joe Burrow. I just believe that continues this weekend. I don't know what it is about Cleveland. He just has a hard time. I know Myles Garrett's a big part of that, but Jordan, I think this is just an outlier game for Cleveland. I think I don't know, that Nick Chubb energy. I think Nick Chubb maybe, rushes for 60 or so yards. Your guys' defense is not that great. I mean, especially, if Nick Chubb's 100%, he's going to give you guys a lot of issues. Deshaun Watson just has to manage the game and move the ball a little bit and keep our defense off the field. I don't know if he can do it. Obviously, we haven't done that consistently the entire year. There's a reason why we're 1-5, but I'm picking an upset this week because of our guy, Nick Chubb. Jordan, would you like a little wager on this game?
Hell yes, I would. And you took the words right out of my mouth because we discussed it earlier in the week.
So what are you thinking then? What's the wager?
I'm going to let you lay it out. We've been friends for 20+ years. You've always been kind of this guy to set that bar, and I'm going to let you do it one more time.
Okay. I'm thinking you wear a Browns jersey on the next 2 weeks of the show. If we lose, I will wear a Bengals jersey on the next 2 weeks of the show if we lose. So that's 4 episodes, and you wear a Browns jersey during each. 4 episodes for me, I wear a Bengals jersey of each. How's that sound?
I like it.
Okay. So that's the deal. Loser wears the other team's jersey for the next 4 episodes. There it is. We'll shake hands digitally. I'm really excited, Jordan. I'm really excited about having Nick Chubb back. I have some thoughts that are like, I don't want him to come back because of the season going so poorly, and I don't want anything bad to happen to him and waste more of his career. But at the same time, it's great to see my favorite player get back and get healthy and, get to see him play football again. And, just excitement around Cleveland getting Nick Chubb back. Give me your last couple thoughts on the game. We know you guys have the advantage with the wide receiver core. We know you have the advantage with the quarterback. Your offensive line has been, they got it done there in the fourth quarter to, keep Joe Burrow upright. But, where else are you seeing your big advantage? To me, it's just wide receivers and quarterback, and that is a massive advantage for you guys. But do you have anything else?
You're saying wide receivers and quarterback, but I see it from. I think our linebackers are a little bit better at this point in the season. If you asked me in the beginning of the preseason, we both agreed you guys had the upside on that. But right now, I see our linebackers a little bit better, and our tight end room is why I think that we're just going to outscore you. I think that collectively, with Mike Gesicki, with all that we have, Drew Sample, And to me, if just one of those three guys is just going to make that extra play, and that's why I got us 3 points ahead.
And I think that's a fair point right now because David Njoku's been hurt. If David Njoku was all the way healthy, ready to go, I would feel a little bit differently about that. But I think that's fair for right now. I really want to see Watson try to test your guys' secondary. It doesn't have to be a Cam Taylor Britt, but I'd like to see him go after, the safeties a little bit. Maybe try some speed packages against you guys. Try Kadarius Toney, try Jamari Thrash, try some of these more speedy receivers and give them a chance because what we've been doing just has not been working, Jordan. The receivers aren't working. It's just not working. It's not clicking. Let's try something different. And this is a good week to try it against you guys.
Well, I'll echo that because Geno Stone, Douglas, is shockingly rated 31 out of 32. Only behind Nick Scott in PFF rating. So
wow.
We traded we sent Nick Scott away and we only moved up one on the notch. So he has not played the Baltimore Ravens Stone that we saw against us for the last couple of seasons. So it has not panned out whatsoever. So you might have a point there on picking on our secondary.
Yep. So big game, Jordan. What was your final prediction? And then we'll move on.
I believe Cincinnati wins 31-28 in a shootout. I think it comes down to Money Mac and our tight ends move the ball late in the fourth quarter. We get those sacks late in the fourth quarter, and we just kick the game winner.
And I'm going to go Browns 21-17. Again, our friendly wager is on the line. It's going to be a hell of a weekend. I cannot wait to watch this game and be back on Monday to recap it. Jordan, also on Monday, we're going to talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers. The season starts on that Tuesday, so we'll give a preseason breakdown of the Cleveland Cavaliers before the season kicks off. Any thoughts on the Cavs before we go? Because tonight it was mainly about the Battle of Ohio. It's mainly about the Guardians. Next week we'll get into the Cavaliers. Is there anything else you want to talk about around Ohio? Let's we can quickly talk about UC. They've got a big game this weekend. Go ahead. Oh, there he is.
Extreme overrated is. It's a little bit ridiculous. But we'll dive into the football. We'll leave the Cavs kind of on the table to next week. I've got some strong opinions, but we'll see how the rest of the preseason
Tuesday
plays
or
out.
Monday. We'll talk about it. Monday.
On Monday, we'll dive in hard.
Okay, so Jordan, UC plays Arizona State this weekend at noon on Saturday. That game's gonna be on ESPN Plus. Arizona is 5-1, 2-1 in the conference. UC 4-2, 2-1 in the conference. This is a big game in the Big 12 right now. The Big 12 by no means is settled. A lot can happen here. This is a game that UC, I'd say, has a puncher's chance in. What are your thoughts this weekend?
Doug, I think UC gets it done, and
okay.
I don't have the health report in front of me, but if UC kind of gets their backfield offensively going and gets either one or both of those guys back in action, I think UC can get this done. I'm thinking more of like a 24-17 win UC, but I think just the quarterback's been playing unbelievable football right now.
Yeah,
he's been kind of playing
great.
Out of his mind, and the offensive line's been holding up, Douglas. So give me UC for this. I think they win 24-17.
Okay. I'm going to go 31-24 UC. I think it's going to take points to win this game. Arizona State's coming off the big win against Utah. That's a huge win in the conference. I know Utah is kind of dealing with injuries and trying to figure themselves out, but Arizona State is coming off a massive win in their own right, so they will be amped up. It's going to be a fun game, Jordan. I'm excited to watch UC. Noon. It is on ESPN Plus. I would have liked for it to have been on maybe ESPN or something like that, give them a little bit more love, but a lot of good games this weekend, so I understand why it's not getting that spot. So UC this weekend, a lot of fun stuff going on this weekend. Jordan, you got anything else before we get out of here today? It's going to be a shorter show. All of our focus is on the Battle of Ohio, the Guardians with that big emotional dump to start the show. Is there anything else you want to touch on before we get out of here tonight? Who do you guys play this weekend? Who do you guys play this weekend? Alter.
We play Fenwick.
Fenwick. Okay.
We'll play Fenwick tomorrow.
Gotcha. Okay. What else you got?
All the marbles riding on that.
Yeah.
Literally our playoff hopes is all rides on tomorrow. But Douglas, we got a little NCAA friendly basketball going on. We got UD and UC going in the.
No, UD and Xavier play on Sunday.
I thought it was UC. I apologize.
No, you're good. UD and Cincinnati play in December but this is a charity exhibition game this Sunday with Xavier.
That's going to be fun.
Yep, definitely.
I know that. I read that was televised on ESPN Plus.
I believe that is correct.
So that's going to be fun. We know MLS soccer. Our boys are in action against Philadelphia. FC Cincinnati is going to play Philadelphia on Saturday at 8:00. That's going to be on Apple TV.
Must win. It's a must win.
Douglas, if they go limping into the playoff with 0 wins in their last 4 games, it's going to be that I really don't have any hope for them. Their seeding is going to be completely blown. Columbus and everybody's going to be above them.
Orlando's only 4 points behind them.
It's going to put them in a bad situation. So we got that this weekend. We know our beloved Buckeyes are going to lick their wounds this weekend. They're going to be off before they go into the Nebraska game. Deservingly so. So we're going to have to wait a whole week, and we'll dive into that on Monday and what we think, and probably there's going to be a lot of media back and forth on that.
Definitely.
Like you said, just kind of think off the top of my head here. I don't know what's going on out there, but
spooky season. Spooky season.
It is spooky season, Douglas.
I know.
Smile 2 is out this weekend. We're gonna see if we can't drag Doug Stevens to the movie theater to embark on this journey with us. He says absolutely not, folks, but we'll see. I might just wind up on his driveway. Maybe I'll rent a van from Home Depot. Put a screen mask
Scary
on,
movies are not my thing, guys. They are straight up not my thing. I don't like scary movies for whatever reason. It just doesn't click for me. There's a couple slashers I'll watch, but overall, I'm just not a big fan of the ghosts and the demons and all that kind of stuff.
I think the last one we took to Douglas would have been. I think it was like Paranormal Activity 3 back in the mid 2000s.
And I didn't love that.
Douglas had a good scare when the girl's hair went up and you couldn't see it. Why? But those were good times back in the day.
When she runs into the ghost and you hear that thud, and then he like picks her up or whatever. Oh my god, that bothered me. That really did bother me. Paranormal Activity's okay. It gets a little haywire there at the end, but it's not bad. Jordan, we've gone 22 minutes. We broke down the battle for Ohio, the Bengals versus the Browns in Cleveland. It's gonna be a great game. I think this is a game that the Browns are really going to get up for, and they're really going to challenge the Bengals. At least I hope. I'm telling that to myself. I'm probably coping. Again, like I told you, I think it's either a close game or you guys absolutely kick our asses. I don't think there's any in between. I'm very hopeful. There's a lot. You can only be so hopeful and so try to be positive. We lose this one, we're 1-6, Jordan. It's over. Mock drafts are going to be coming out of the woodwork. Quarterbacks discussions are going to be happening. I would like to say this. Cleveland Browns fans, while I understand why you don't want Shedeur Sanders because of the off the field kind of narratives that are around him, if you believe that he is not extremely talented and one of the most talented quarterbacks in this draft, you are wrong. The guy is absurdly talented. He can throw the ball. He can make all the throws. You watch these Colorado games and you see it at a level where he's always the best player on the field in terms of quarterback. He sees the field very well. If we were to get him, I think that would be a great start to rebuilding this franchise. We will not get him because I 100% believe Deion Sanders will not let the Browns draft his son. Simple as that. And that is the reason why, we don't want all the extras that go with the Sanders family. Shedeur Sanders as a talent is worthy of being the number 1 pick, in my opinion. So we'll obviously get into mock drafts if the losing continues and things like that. But I did want to say Browns fans have this jaded this jaded opinion of Shedeur Sanders when that kid is extremely, extremely talented. Any last thoughts, buddy, before we get out of here tonight?
No, I think the kid is extremely talented. If you guys didn't want him, you can probably trade down for Ewers if that opportunity, presented itself. It'll be interesting moving forward because I think Cleveland's going to go on a winning streak at some point, and it might ruin the draft opportunity.
God, I hope not.
That's my only worry about bringing somebody like Nick Chubb back, because like you reiterated, it brings a different energy, it brings another atmosphere to the locker room, and if that happens, where does it put you in the long run? If you finish this season at subpar 500, then it puts you in that 16 to 24 spot, anywhere between there for the draft picks, and then I'm not saying you can't scratch gold from that pick, but the picks that you desperately need are not going to fall down that far. So it just it's kind of a win-lose, like the Bengals during the Marvin Lewis era, the 8-8s weren't really able to get anybody that was going to be a game changer on day one through the doors through the round one of the draft. So it just I never want to root for you guys to lose, but if you guys do go on that streak, it just puts you in that that frustrating moment where you're happy as a fan because you're enjoying your Sundays again, but overall longevity for the club, it forces you to go back through free agency and bring those pieces in via a lot of money and tie up a lot of cap space again. So it just it'll be interesting moving forward to see what Cleveland decides to do.
Definitely. Well, Jordan, that's been the show tonight. Battle of Ohio. Go Brownies. Come on. I need us to pull out one here. I need us to pull out a game here. Go Browns, and obviously I know how you feel, Jordan. Go Bengals from your side. But appreciate you tonight, man. 60 live viewers. Thank you for jumping in and tuning in with us tonight. It means a lot to us. We appreciate all the support we get. Jordan, it's been a fun one, man. I love you. I cannot wait to get back with you on Monday, recap the entire weekend. A lot to talk about. Cleveland Cavaliers basketball kicking back off. There's going to be a lot to discuss on that, also on Monday. This has been Ohio Sports Talk. I'm your host, Doug. That's the coach, Jordan Maxson. We will see you Monday night live at 9:15. See you then.